Have you ever trusted someone completely, only to realize later they were studying you the entire time? Not loving you, not respecting you, not caring for you, studying you. Your habits, your weaknesses, your emotional triggers. Because some people don't enter your life to build with you, they enter to use what they can learn from you. And the darkest part? Most victims never realize it until it's too late. Human psychology has a hidden side most people never talk about, a side where charm is used as a weapon, kindness is faked, and emotions are manipulated like chess pieces. Let me tell you a story. A young man named Daniel started a new job, quiet, hardworking, respectful. He didn't know many people there. Then one coworker, Mark, welcomed him warmly. Mark complimented him, invited him for lunch, defended him in meetings. Slowly, Daniel felt grateful. Finally, someone he could trust. But over time, strange things began to happen. Private things Daniel shared with Mark somehow reached other coworkers. Opportunities Daniel was promised suddenly disappeared. Managers started doubting him for reasons he couldn't understand. And every time Daniel felt frustrated, Mark was there to comfort him. "People here are jealous of you. I'm the only one on your side. You can trust me." Daniel believed him. Until one day, another colleague revealed the truth. Mark had been creating the problems himself, then pretending to save Daniel from them. Why? Because control feels powerful. Some people don't want friendship, they want dependence. Psychologists understand this well. When someone creates emotional chaos and then offers relief, the brain begins to associate them with safety, even when they caused the pain. This is how toxic bonds are formed, and it happens everywhere. In friendships, relationships, families, workplaces. The dark side of psychology is that humans can become addicted to people who hurt them if those same people also provide comfort. Think about that. The same hand that wounds can become the hand you run back to. But that's only one hidden truth. Here's another. Many people are not reacting to who you are, they are reacting to how you make them feel about themselves. If your success reminds someone of their laziness, they may dislike you. If your confidence exposes their insecurity, they may mock you. If your peace highlights their chaos, they may try to disturb you. You may think, "What did I do wrong?" Sometimes the answer is nothing. You simply became a mirror they didn't want to look into. This is why some people attack kindness, sabotage talent, or gossip about innocent people. Not because the target is weak, because the target triggers something unresolved inside them. Dark psychology teaches us this uncomfortable truth. Many conflicts are less about you and more about what you awaken in others. But perhaps the darkest truth of all is something inside ourselves. Every human has two selves, the version shown to the world and the version hidden in silence. Civilized people imagine they are always rational, moral, and good, but under enough pressure, fear, jealousy, humiliation, rejection, even ordinary people can become cruel. History has proven this many times. People who seem harmless can betray friends, destroy reputations, even enjoy watching others suffer if the right emotions are activated. That possibility exists in all of us, not because we are monsters, because we are human. And ignoring that darkness makes it more dangerous. The people who say, "I could never do something terrible," often understand themselves the least. True self-awareness begins when you admit, "I am capable of darkness too, therefore I must choose discipline." That's real strength, not pretending to be pure, but mastering the parts of you that are not. So, how do you protect yourself from the hidden dark side of human psychology? Watch patterns, not words. Anyone can say they care. Patterns reveal intent. Pay attention to how people behave when they feel powerless, jealous, or exposed. Pressure reveals character faster than comfort ever will. And most importantly, study yourself, because the easiest person to manipulate is the person who doesn't understand their own wounds. If you crave approval, flattery traps you. If you fear loneliness, toxic people can own you. If you avoid conflict, manipulators will feed on your silence. Know your emotional blind spots. That knowledge is armor. In the end, human psychology is not dark because evil exists. It is dark because evil often hides behind smiles, and because good people ignore warning signs they don't want to believe. So the next time someone feels too perfect, too charming, too helpful, don't just ask how they treat you. Ask what they gain from it. Because sometimes the most dangerous people don't come with red flags. They come with open arms. What if I told you the person who destroyed their own life never hated themselves at all? They hated the version of themselves they were capable of becoming. And instead of rising to meet that version, they buried it. Most people think self-destruction comes from weakness. It doesn't. Sometimes it comes from fear. Fear of success, fear of responsibility, fear of being truly seen. Because once you discover your real potential, excuses die. And some people would rather stay broken than lose the comfort of blaming the world. Let me tell you a story. There was a woman named Elena. Smart, talented, beautifully creative. Everyone around her could see it. Teachers praised her, friends believed in her, opportunities kept appearing in front of her like doors waiting to open. But every time success got close, something strange happened. She would disappear, miss interviews, ignore calls, start arguments, quit projects halfway through. Then later, she'd cry and say, "Nothing ever works out for me." People pitied her. They thought life was unfair. But life wasn't stopping Elena. Elena was stopping Elena. Years later in therapy, she finally admitted something she had never spoken aloud. When things start going well, I panic. Why? Because success would force her to become someone new. A disciplined person, a visible person, a person with expectations. And deep down, Elena had built her identity around being the misunderstood victim. If she succeeded, she would lose the story she had told herself for years. This is one of psychology's darkest hidden truths. People often defend the identity that hurts them simply because it feels familiar. Pain can become home. Think about that. A person may complain about chaos while unconsciously choosing it. They may hate toxic relationships, yet keep returning to them. They may dream of peace while sabotaging every path that leads there, because the human mind prefers familiar pain over unfamiliar freedom. That's how powerful conditioning is. And it doesn't just happen in dramatic lives. It happens quietly. A man who says he wants love but pushes away anyone genuine. A woman who wants success but procrastinates until opportunities disappear. Someone who wants healing but keeps reopening old wounds through memory, anger, and obsession. From the outside, it looks irrational. From the inside, it feels safe. Because the unknown terrifies the mind more than suffering it already understands. Now here is where it gets darker. Sometimes people will attack others who are becoming what they refuse to become. Why? Because growth in someone else feels an accusation. When your friend starts healing, disciplined people can irritate the lazy. When someone builds confidence, insecure people may mock them. When a person escapes the cycle, those still trapped may resent them. Not because you harmed them, because your progress reminds them of their own avoidance. This is why some friendships collapse when one person changes for the better. They were connected by wounds, not by love. And once one person heals, the bond starts dying. That truth hurts, but it explains so much. You thought they wanted the best for you. Sometimes they wanted the version of you that stayed small enough to match their comfort. Now, let's go deeper. The darkest prison is not made of walls. It is made of identity. When someone says, "This is just how I am. I always ruin things. Nothing changes for me. I'm unlucky." Those may sound like harmless sentences, but repeated long enough, they become commands. The mind listens. Behavior follows. Life begins to mirror the script spoken internally. That is why some people are not trapped by circumstances. They are trapped by narration. And unless the story changes, the future repeats. So how do you escape the dark side of your own psychology? First, stop trusting every feeling. Not every emotion tells the truth. Fear may say, "Don't try." Shame may say, "Stay hidden." Comfort may say, "Tomorrow." But emotions often protect the old self, not the better self. Second, study your patterns. What do you ruin every time it gets close? Love? Money? Discipline? Peace? Patterns expose what words hide. Third, ask the most uncomfortable question of all. What do I gain from staying stuck? Attention? Sympathy? Excuses? Familiarity? Avoidance of responsibility? There is always a payoff behind repeated self-destruction. Find the payoff, and you find the chain. Break the chain, and the whole identity starts shaking. That's why growth feels painful. You are not just changing habits, you are burying an old character you once depended on. And in the end, this is the hidden truth nobody wants to hear. Many people are not waiting for opportunity. They are waiting for permission to remain the same. But nobody is coming to grant that permission. You either outgrow the prison or decorate the cell. So, if your life keeps repeating painful patterns, don't ask only, "Why is this happening to me?" Ask something more dangerous. What part of me is helping it happen? Because sometimes the enemy is not outside. Sometimes the enemy learned your voice and speaks from within. What if the people smiling at you are secretly waiting for you to fail? Not strangers, not enemies, the people closest to you, the friend who cheers the loudest, the relative who says they're proud of you, the coworker who calls you talented. Because one of the darkest truths in human psychology is this: some people celebrate you publicly while resenting you privately. And the most dangerous jealousy rarely looks like hate. It looks like support. Let me tell you a story. A man named Ryan grew up with his best friend, Marcus. They did everything together. Same streets, same dreams, same struggles. When Ryan talked about building a business, Marcus encouraged him. "Go for it. You'll make it. I'm with you." Ryan believed him, so he worked late nights, saved money, took risks, and slowly began succeeding. Nothing dramatic at first. A better apartment, new clients, more confidence. But as Ryan rose, Marcus changed. Subtle at first. Small jokes disguised as humor. Don't become one of those fake successful people. Then doubt disguised as concern. "Are you sure this business is stable?" Then criticism disguised as honesty. "You've changed." Ryan felt confused. Wasn't this the same friend who supported him? Yes, when success was only a dream. Dreams are easy to support because they threaten no one. Reality is different. Once Ryan's progress became visible, Marcus had to face something painful. The life he wanted was possible, and someone beside him was proving it. That realization can create silent resentment in weak minds because another person's growth destroys excuses. This is why some people love your potential but hate your progress. Potential is harmless. Progress is evidence. Evidence that discipline works. Evidence that change is possible. Evidence that they could move too. And some people would rather attack the evidence than confront themselves. So Marcus did what many secretly jealous people do. He never openly attacked Ryan. He slowly poisoned the atmosphere, missing important meetings, giving bad advice, mocking new goals, bringing up old failures, reminding Ryan who he used to be. Why? Because jealousy often works indirectly. It doesn't always destroy you with force. It drains you with discouragement. And this happens everywhere. Families that mock the one who wants more, friends who disappear when you improve, partners who create chaos when you gain confidence, coworkers who smile in meetings but undermine you later. The dark side of psychology is that envy hides behind masks. And the most common mask is familiarity. People assume closeness means loyalty. It doesn't. Some people stay close not because they love you, but because they want access to your energy, your information, or a front row seat to your downfall. That truth is uncomfortable, but it explains why betrayal often comes from circles, not strangers. Now here's something even darker. Sometimes jealous people don't hate you. They hate what they become around you. Your discipline reminds them of their laziness. Your courage reminds them of their fear. Your peace reminds them of their chaos. Your progress forces comparison they never asked for. So instead of being inspired, they try to shrink you. If they can lower your confidence, your standards, your momentum, they no longer have to feel small. This is why insecure people often insult ambitious people, not because ambition is wrong, because it exposes comfort. So how do you protect yourself? First, listen to patterns more than praise. Anyone can clap when others are watching. Watch how they act when you win privately. Second, notice who becomes colder when you become better. Real supporters feel joy when you rise. Jealous people become distant, sarcastic, or strangely negative. Third, stop over-explaining your goals. Not everyone deserves access to your next move. Some people ask questions to gather information, not to support you. And finally, understand this. You do not need everyone to like your growth. Growth often disturbs people committed to staying the same. Ryan eventually learned the truth. He stopped sharing every plan. He created distance. He built quietly. And without constant negativity around him, he moved faster than ever. Marcus later said, "You think you're better than everyone now." But Ryan finally understood. Some accusations are confessions in disguise. What Marcus really meant was, "You became what I was afraid to become." In the end, success reveals hidden psychology faster than struggle ever will. Struggle gathers company. Growth tests loyalty. So if people change when you improve, don't always assume you did something wrong. Sometimes your only mistake was refusing to stay small for their comfort.